Hello, readers. I'm so excited to have you in 8th grade English. Let's take a look around. You'll see here on my landing page some pictures of my family and some of my own personal interests. I look forward to getting to know you this semester as well. If you scroll down, you'll find a link to my appointment calendar. If you need help or if it's coming up time for a discussion-based assessment, click here to go to my appointment calendar and select a meeting. Course beginning and ending dates for this semester. Checkpoints are a time where your advisor goes through and checks your progress in all of your courses and makes sure that you're on target to finish the course on time. Semester final exam dates. And then below that, you'll see a folder for a welcome folder. You'll see a getting started folder. These are just basic folders that are good for you getting oriented with the course. Before you start any of this coursework or going through the folders, you will have to complete a 1-question statement of understanding quiz. And for this quiz, you will just simply submit something, it will be graded, and that will allow you to get started in the rest of the course. It's important to go through the Getting Started folder in at least one of your classes because it gives you some great tips for how to navigate the courses. Writer's Workshop is a folder that has resources to help you with your writing throughout the whole semester. In modules 2 and 3, you'll be predominantly working on a writing piece, so I hope that you go back and you utilize this folder as a tool to help you improve your writing. Once you click on it, it's going to take you to a page with several links. These links contain resources. For example, here you can click to add transitions to your writing. It provides lots of resources and giving you specific transitions and how they might be used in your writing. Take advantage of this tool. I'm also going to add videos to this folder that might help you with your writing. The first module is titled Life-Changing Innovation. If you open up the lessons, you're going to see that you have lessons that look like a blank document. You have quizzes that have squares, check marks, and lines. Lesson again, quiz. You'll know it's a submitted assignment when you see this rectangle on the document. You're going to work from top to bottom. It's important that you take the pretest first. It's not going to impact your grade, so you don't have to be concerned about it, but you do want to do your best work because it helps me to know what skills you're bringing to the lesson, and it gives you a preview of what your learning will be throughout the module. The first real lesson is titled Connections. If you click on that lesson, it opens up to the very first page of all the slides. For this lesson, you have 12 slides. You want to navigate through each of the slides, making sure that you have your language arts or English notebook or tab with notebook paper so that you can take notes on the key concepts and the important vocabulary. And that will help you not only on your quizzes, but when you're getting ready to do the discussion-based assessment with me, I'll allow you to utilize all of your handwritten notes as a support for you in our discussion. So hopefully that is incentive for you. I know that it will overall just help you to learn the information. So you're going to want to go through all of the slides. On the last slide, slide 12, you'll get more information about what assignment goes along with this lesson. It's either going to be a quiz or a submitted assignment. For this one, you'll have a quiz. You want to make sure that when you're sitting down to take a quiz that you have enough time to take the full quiz. Quizzes are obviously not as long as exams, but you want to at least have 20 to 30 minutes so that you can read whatever text is in the quiz multiple times and that you can review all of your answer choices multiple times, because a lot of these quizzes have answer choices that are good choices and then answer choices that are the best choice. So you really want to be critical in your thinking about which choice best answers the question and connects back to the reading. So you want to have enough time to go back and look for evidence in your reading to support your thinking and your answers. You also can't save and continue, so you want to be able to complete the whole quiz in one sitting. Moving on to the first lesson where you have a submitted assignment would be how theme develops. So you're always going to get a sneak preview on the first slide for lessons where you have a submitted assignment. Sneak preview, tell you basically what you're going to be doing when you finish all the lessons. You'll have a grading rubric. These rubrics are awesome tools to help you get the grade that you want. It tells you the breakdown of where all your points are coming from, and I grade exactly using these rubrics. They're built into the grade book, so you'll know which areas that you might have lost points, and I'll give you video and audio feedback, typed feedback, letting you know what you can improve upon. So use the rubrics before you start the assignment and then after to go back and check your work. If there's a worksheet or anything that's a different color, you want to click on it because oftentimes your reading is going to be right here in the instructions for the assignment. And in this case, it is. You'll be reading the reefs. Scroll down to the bottom. You can't type in this graphic organizer. Now, you could make one similar to this and submit it, or you could simply just use these headings as a graphic organizer and type next to them. So you could select Control C to copy and go ahead and start your Google Doc. You're going to be doing all of your work for English in a Google document in your Drive, and you should have set up that folder in the orientation course. So you'll navigate to your Drive, to the folder that you set up. You'll make sure you're in your English folder to start a new document. You're always going to title it whatever the lesson is called. In this case, How Theme Develops. And then you'll click down in the document, Control V to paste your organizer and the second part of your directions. And then you can just leave that open on your screen while you go back to the lesson. Because again, this is just the sneak preview. You want to make sure you go through all the slides before you start the assignment. That's going to help you to know what you need to do to make it your best work. So this particular lesson has 20 slides. You're going to go through those and you will see the same directions again on the very last slide. Pull up that rubric, have it up and ready for when you're going to work on the assignment. Sometimes the instructions are not as detailed about what you need to do as the rubric actually is, so always look to that rubric for help, the instructions and the rubric. So let's say I'm ready to submit my work. I'm going to go into the next section where I submit a document for How Theme Develops. You'll see the plus sign down here. I'm going to click on the plus sign and choose a Google document. The first time you click this, you might have a pop-up blocker at the top and you just want to click Always Allow on this site, and then you won't ever have to do that again. Click in your folder, find what you're looking for, How Theme Develops, and you'll see here that it's attached, Submit My Work, and then it'll tell you you have successfully submitted this assignment. You can also go to grades to view and see that the assignment is showing up and it's submitted, and I'll show you that in just a second. Let's go to grades real quick to see. Anytime you're sitting down to work on language arts, you always want to go to your grades first to see what the next thing on your grade list is that you will be doing. In case you forget kind of what you were working on before, maybe what lesson you were in, you can always look to see what's the next thing due for this class. Well, it looks like in this grade book, the next thing would be the discussion-based assessment that has to be scheduled ahead of time with me. You can always go the day of and see if appointments are available, but it's a good idea to go a few days or even a week before and go ahead and schedule your discussion-based assessment on my appointment calendar to lock in that time and date. Because remember, your peers are going to be wanting to do discussion-based assessments around the same time. So you'll see here all of these grades showcase that you have received a score for that quiz or assignment. Yours will have a submitted date. So here's the target date. That's the date it was due. And then the submitted date would be whenever you actually submitted the assignment. Keep in mind that the due date just means that you need to submit it sometime in the week that due date is indicating. So for this one, these two assignments would be the same week. And as long as you've submitted them by Sunday, then you're doing great. Doesn't have to be on this exact date. You just want to make sure that everything that's due that week gets submitted sometime within the week. The due dates are a little bit flexible. The quizzes, if you want to redo a quiz, you do have to reach out. You have to reach out and either tell me you reviewed the quiz, and there's a video on how to review those quizzes in your orientation course. Tell me you have reviewed the quiz and give me the correct answers, or you can schedule a Zoom meeting with me and we can go over it together. Once we've done that, then you will get your retry on the quiz. For assignments, like this assignment is showing submitted when you see this little black document. So if you click on that, it's not been graded, but it has been submitted. This assignment down here shows a dialog bubble. It has been graded and been submitted. And so you'll see what the what the rubric looks like here. And you can see the specific areas that you might have lost points. Always scroll to the bottom because I have left you feedback down at the bottom, both typed and a video. So that's going to help you. I will automatically give you a retry on this assignment. Almost all of your assignments, I will automatically give you a retry. You can choose to take that retry and you'll see a little circle with an arrow, and that lets you know you have that retry. Review the rubric, review my feedback, and you'll know exactly what to do when you resubmit the work. Just don't resubmit the same work. Make sure that you have modified it to make a better grade. That's what this rubric and my feedback is for. And now we'll go back to the activities. Finishing out the module. So again, continuing on with lesson quiz, lesson submitted assignment, all the way down to the discussion-based assessment. Now, when you're working in lessons, like maybe 3 lessons before the discussion-based assessment, and you're starting to plan out your week, that's going to help you to know when you should go and get an appointment time on my calendar. And you want to do that ahead of time, like I said. Make sure that you click in the discussion-based assessment lesson because there are going to be module concepts presented that help you to know what we're going to discuss in our conversation. It's not going to be word for word what you would see on the cards, but it gives you an idea of how you can prepare. And some great ways to prepare for DBAs will be to have your notes, look at these slides, and actually practice having a conversation with someone about these topics and come up with your own examples to support what you know about these terms. Once you finish the DBA, you'll be ready to move on to the exam. Now remember, the exams are going to take a little bit longer and you only get one attempt at the exam, so you want to make sure you're prepared. Once you finish that module, you're done with the work in that module. So if you needed to redo anything, you need to do it before you move on to Module 2. Modules 2 and 3, like I said before, are focused around writing. So you will have quizzes, but you're going to be working on a writing piece throughout the entire module. The first submission, you'll submit a planning document that shows me that you organized your writing and you planned it ahead of time. I'm not very particular about it being one certain way. I just want to see that you planned. Then you'll submit the introduction. I'm going to give you lots of feedback. So if you want to resubmit the introduction and get more points, you're encouraged to do that. Then you're going to submit the body of your paper. And then lastly, you'll submit the conclusion of your paper. We will do a DBA and you will not have an exam, but you will publish your piece based on all the feedback and based on what we talk about at the DBA. Very similar in Module 3. And then you will have a collaboration based on your writing that's due at the very end of the semester before you take your finals. But you'll get lots more information about that, so no worries. I hope you found this video helpful in navigation. Always reach out if you need any help, and I look forward to seeing all of your fabulous work this semester.